Slow History Extravaganza. Mencius Moldbug. June 9, 2011. Unqualified Reservations. Narrated by Skeptical Waves. Slow History Extravaganza. I apologize for the hiatus. As usual, I've been way too busy with the engineering track. The rotary jumbulator now rotates fully, but small sparks keep appearing in the charged ion duct, which of course precludes any activation outside the facility. So why not grapple with some slow history? Slow history, which is a lot like slow food but cheaper, is no more than the habit of reading old books, whole and unframed. By old we generally mean pre-World War II, or better yet pre-1923, the copyright cutoff date. By unframed we mean, take the work seriously, without deconstructing or patronizing. Frankly, slow history is cool. Isn't Mark Zuckerberg cool? Mr. Zuckerberg is taking slow food seriously. This year, the only meat he'll eat is meat he's killed himself. While morally admirable in every way, this may conflict with your renter's agreement. So why not take slow history seriously instead, and kill your own past? Indeed, the past is quite literally dead. But might it not be listening? You can say one of two things to the past. You can read about the past, or you can read the past. You don't think it sees you, but maybe it does. Do you want to piss it off? When you read about the past, you say to the past, "Past, I despise you. I want to read about you, to remind me how much better my world is without you." And of course, you make a nice undergraduate exercise for training future lawyers and MBAs. When you read the writers of the past, you tell them, "Past, I admire and cherish you. I want to meet you, answer your questions, fill you in on the whole wild world of 2011. I can't do that. But I can read you, and I promise to treat you with the same respect I expect from my peers." Describing practitioners of both these arts as historians is like classifying muggers and policemen as crime professionals. Indeed, if you have a decent 21st century education, you've spent time enough in the tutelage of these muggers of the past, for there are more history professionals than ever before. In fact, our own era has its policemen as well, few and far between. You won't run into them by accident. You think of a hamburger as something you get at McDonald's. Your Big Mac is made of actual beef, no doubt, from actual cows. There is nothing really wrong with it, besides the fact that it's been industrially processed into culinary oblivion. Chez Panisse will also serve you a hamburger. The difference between fast history and slow history is the difference between a Big Mac and a grass-fed Neiman Ranch with a hand-cut square of aged raw milk white cheddar. The former is certainly more efficient. You can learn all the beefy and factual facts you care to absorb from textbooks, Wikipedia, and even academic sources. Fast history, like McDonald's, is a magnificent production. All we're saying is that McDonald's is not, and will never be, Chez Panisse. Is Chez Panisse? Chez Panisse is pretty expensive. Is free, if only because we can just link straight to our beef. And in concert, but not collaboration, with the admirable, if perhaps misguided, humanity lovers who scan these works in bulk, we are proud to present our first 3 limited edition slow history action packs, for your summer beach enjoyment, each available exclusively to readers at no cost whatsoever. Our first action pack is the only one we've presented so far. This one-step, high-power pack, ideal for the younger and more flexible mind, delivers a huge triple dose of hardcore 19th century reaction directly to the upper brainstem. Users, who should not be over the age of 45, are warned to allow 2 or 3 days for a complete recovery. Naturally, we've dubbed this action pack, our original and still most popular, the Imperial Reaction Instant Red Pill Super Victorian Head Charge. The Super Victorian Head Charge contains, in this order: Sir Henry Maine, Popular Government, 1886. James Anthony Froude, The Bow of Ulysses, 1888. Thomas Carlyle, Latter-day Pamphlets, 1850. Warning. The head charge contains the maximum legal dose of undiluted high Victorian reactionary thought. If your usual fare is, say, Instapundit, sip slowly and with caution. If you are still, God help us, a progressive, God may be able to help you, I'm not sure I can. Try the medicine anyway, if only because you have so little to lose. Even for the prepared, these are difficult works, especially the last. Completion of all 3 works in the Super Victorian Head Charge qualifies you automatically for membership in the exclusive Froude Society, pronounced Froude. Contrary to some reports, the FS is not a paramilitary cult, nor do its small decorative armbands constitute any kind of uniform. It's true that we'd prefer a dictatorship, but who wouldn't these days? If you're not ready for a Super Victorian Head Charge, or if you loved it, and wouldn't mind a little top off, we've expanded our programming to create, for the first time ever, 2 new extended play slow history supplemental action packs. Despite the name, there is no prerequisite for these experiences, each of which is complete and satisfying in and of itself. We call our first extended pack the Old America Quantum Tourist Psycho Railroad. Profoundly steampunk in every way, the Psycho Railroad slams you into Victorian America with 3 hardened European travelers, 2 British and 1 French. Ride the Psycho Railroad. Oysters served at every hour. You've never taken a trip like this before. Charles Mackay, Life and Liberty in America, 1859, Skip Canada, It's Boring. George Stevens, Land of the Dollar, 1898. Paul Bourget, Outre-mer, 1895. Don't be afraid to visit Old America, but note that slow history is not always safe for work. There's a big difference between a period book club and a reactionary sabotage squad. Make sure you and your friends stay on the right side of that line. Finally, we fear some readers have a rebellious bent. Just for them, we've created the Verina's Revenge Sith Civil War Confederate Mind Bomb, our first tentative step into this most divisive of American conflicts. Deo Vindice. Now you too, regardless of the premasticated opinions with which McDonald's once supplied you, can grow and learn and change and become a 21st century post-Confederate. What separates a post-Confederate from a neo-Confederate? That he gets his Confederacy from Google Books, not the Dukes of Hazzard, in the privacy of your own home. And private is exactly the way to keep it. The Confederate Mind Bomb, like all our products, ships in an unmarked package for absolute discretion. Again, for advertised results, always read our carefully engineered selections in the order specified. This is especially important with the Mind Bomb. Charles Francis Adams Jr., Shall Cromwell Have a Statue? 1902. Admiral Raphael Semmes, Memoirs of Service Afloat, 1869. James Redpath, The Roving Editor, 1859. Being extended, each of ER's new action packs ships with a special extra credit prefix dessert, which will add additional flavor but can be skipped by readers on the go. Dessert for the Old America Quantum Tourist Psycho Railroad is Moisey Ostrogorsky, Democracy and the Party System in the United States, 1910. Dessert for the Verina's Revenge Sith Civil War Confederate Mind Bomb is Nehemiah Adams, A South Side View of Slavery, 1860. Readers should use the space below to discuss these fine works, or even suggest their own alternatives. Stick to the format, please.